Hello and welcome to another episode of the Super Soul Model series. I'm your host, James Granstrom, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to talk about the music today. Music is my passion, music is my joy. But did you know that music has the ability to heal? Yes, it does. Music has a great ability to heal, because if you can change the way that you feel, then you can change your mood, then you're going to change the frequency of your body. And when you change the frequency of your body and you change it to a better feeling mood, that's when healing begins. That's when repair begins. That's when renewal begins. Are you listening outside currently at the moment in this period of isolation? Are you hearing more birds tweeting? Boom, that's the natural world singing at us. And that is all too often deafened by the sound of our constant motion in life. When we're incessant in the world that we live in. But music, whether it be nature or song or dance or whatever it is, music has the ability to make us drop from our heads into our hearts. And when we drop into our hearts, that is where the magic happens. Do you know that music moves through the material? Now, the best way to describe it is being in a club and you hear that boom, 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 boom. That's the music moving through the floors, moving through the material. That's what I mean. And that is how music has the ability to move through us. It moves us not only physically, sometimes vibrationally through the walls or through the floors. It moves us emotionally, and emotions are energy in motion. So if you ever ask a really good DJ, what is it that makes them really good? It's their ability to go into a room or go into a club and be able to pick out the frequency of the people in the room. And maybe they have an idea about what they want to play, but they can feel the vibe in the room. A really good DJ will be able to go in there and go, yeah, I can feel the vibe. Maybe what I was going to play isn't quite right. And they're able to figure out the vibe and then just start little by little, taking them higher, taking them up, taking them on a journey. That's the power of music. When you have the ability to know where people are at and to be able to take them little by little higher and higher and higher, then you're a healer and you're healing people. And your ability sometimes, whether you're a DJ or just someone who wants to play music in the car with your family, if you can do that, you're naturally wanting to uplift and heal. And I personally believe each of us human beings naturally want to uplift other people. And we want to do that because we want to feel good too. And we know that when we're contributing and giving to other people, even through the power of music or the power of sound, then we are like a conduit for healing or a channel for healing. And that makes the world much more fun and much more enjoyable place. So the next time you're at home, just put on that music, have a dance party and get yourself going. I did a house party with a couple of friends last week. I can't even believe we did this, but we actually had an online house party. We played music and there were 3 screens and we had a little dance. And you know what? It was a lot of fun. And you know what? I always play this game, and this game is I'm on a 2 right now and I want to finish today on a 9. And 2 being my energy is pretty low and I would like to finish high. And one of the ways to be able to get your energy faster is by playing good music, having a little dance, feeling good, shaking away the cobwebs. Power of music. Power of music is also what I call a gift of love. So music that you might find like in a beautiful cinematic piece, such as like Hans Zimmer or John Williams from Star Wars. Some of these beautiful pieces of music moves you, and they can move you to tears, or they can move you to joy, or they can move you to frustration. Music can make you feel all these different levels of emotion. That's the cleverness of music, and that's the cleverness of the composer. And for me, a great composer is someone who wants to take someone on an emotional journey through a piece of film or through a movie, so you can have the experience that you're with the main character as they're going about their scene. That's the joy of cinema, and that's the power of music. But did you know that the little babies, they recorded this thing years ago, and I remember being fascinated by it, because then I could relate it a little bit back to my childhood. They have this thing called the Mozart effect. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but if you look on iTunes or anywhere on the internet, Mozart used to structure music in a certain way, and they found that babies, when they listened to this type of music, they found that the child, or the embryo, the babies started to gather a higher IQ because of the classical music composition. Super interesting. And I remember when I was young, my mum used to sing to us all the time, like all the time. And not that I'm a singer by any means, but I produce music now, and all my family are pretty musical, which is a blessing. But like, you know, that's because that singing was encouraged. And my mum used to like shake the house with her singing. Yeah, it was annoying at times, but it became like normal to us that she'd be singing, and all these high notes would be like coming out, and she'd sing to everybody, and it's hilarious. But also she used to sing to us during her pregnancy, and the baby really knows that the baby to be really knows the mother's song. And it's very interesting because when a baby first comes into the world, it moves from the element of water, which is inside the womb, into the element of air. Can't see, it can hear. And that's why the sound of its mother's voice, or the sound of someone that loves it, that's the first thing they hear. And that's why soothing a baby to sleep with music is one of the most beautiful things that you can do. So if you're finding your baby having trouble with sleep, put on some soothing music or sing to your baby. That's what I'd recommend. And you know, you ever want to feel someone to feel loved, sing them a song. Amazing. Singing someone a song, for some reason, it connects us to that beautiful embryo of when we were first being born. If we were loved and held and blessed to have that in our life, someone would sing to us. And that's the gift of song. Gifts can do that. Now, conversely, someone at the end of their life, there's some things on YouTube about people with Alzheimer's, you know, because sometimes words cannot get through, but the power of music has the energy to move through us. Like I said, music can move through the material. It can move through these. It's like a secret dimension to get through to us because it's energy in motion. And that's why beautiful music can do that. I used to look after a lovely lady called Dorothy, and Dorothy was bedridden. She couldn't go anywhere, and I signed up to this charity just because I wanted to give back. I thought like giving back was a big part of life. You know, I felt like I was blessed to have so many things in my life, and I just felt like that it was a period in my time where I could give back. And so I joined the charity, and I started looking after this lady called Dorothy, and quickly we realised we both had a love of music. So I had my iPhone with her, and I found out that she came from the Caribbean, and she loved some old Caribbean music, and I'd play these songs to her, and it reminded her of her childhood, of when she was able to be free and run around, and had these lovely soundtracks to her upbringing. And she'd tell me all about the island of Jamaica, and she'd tell me all about like her life of what she was doing when she was a kid in her teenage years, and how this music reminded her. It was so nice because it felt like that whilst I was able to listen to her, it was the music that was moving her emotionally, and she had such joy. And I remember when I found out that she was beginning to pass away, I knew that she was beginning to transition. We used to play the song, obviously her name was Dorothy, and we used to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I got a call from one of her grandchildren actually, and saying that when she did pass away, that she was carried into the ambulance. But as she was carried into the ambulance, one of the songs she was singing as she was getting there was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it was quite an emotional time for me, because it was so sweet that something that we'd done, we had shared this memory, this music. Music had the ability to connect us. Although she couldn't move physically, the music could move her emotionally. And that's the power and beauty that music really has in our life. So if you find it very difficult to connect with someone, you know, play some music, and then you'll find that it softens the frequency, it softens angst, it softens harsh frequencies and harsh vibrations, and has the ability to bring everything to a smoother, more beautiful state. And that's the power that music has. It can do amazing things. Now, on another note, before I do these podcasts, I try and get myself in a good feeling state. And I get myself in a good feeling state by doing like the dance for about a minute or so, and I play some sort of disco or something and just give it a little go, so that I can get my energy in a higher frequency, so that my message is clearer and it's able to reach you on an emotional level. I don't want it to just be thought coming from here through to you guys. I want it to be coming from the heart through to you. And I know that in order for me to get out of my head whilst I'm able to articulate through the mind and through the voice, I'm trying to speak to you through my heart, because everything that I'm speaking to you is something that I do and I practice and I embody it. So I want it to come from the heart, so that it feels a lot more, there's more truth in it, and truth pierces and truth sets you free, and music will set you free, because it gets you to drop out of your head and into your heart. So one of the things I do before my podcast is get myself in a bit of a good feeling zone. You look at athletes before they get out, they get psyched up, they got their headphones on. Serena Williams does it when she gets on the court. You know, lots of people do it. So it's really fun to watch other people do it, because it's just something that we all intuitively and innately know. So ever wanting to get jazzed up, you want to get psyched up, get your music on, get feeling good. You know, like if you're doing a workout, like the other day I was speaking to a friend on Facebook, and like I want to do a really intense workout, so I have the Prodigy on there, man. That is intense. And then, you know, at another time of day, I've got like Louis Armstrong playing What a Wonderful World. And the reason why I do that is because, you know, sometimes I want to feel calm and smooth and steady and relaxed, and sometimes I want to feel like, come on. And music has the ability to change the way we feel like that. So I believe that sound is a secret healing frequency. I believe that music has the ability to change the way we feel instantly. And if you're looking to feel better right now, if you're looking to find a way to feel better fast, put on some playlists, make some music. I have music that I listen to when I wake up in the morning, when I've had my shower and I'm getting changed. A dear friend of mine, Jack, who I did a job with a couple of years ago, made me laugh so much, because his morning routine was getting changed, put the moisturiser on and all that jazz, and then he had of his playlist, and it was absolutely brilliant, because it reminded me of something that I did, but it was so fun to watch someone else do it, and they intuitively do it, because it makes them feel good. It gives them this good start to the day, and I just loved it. And you know, I dare you to just start creating your own playlist, get something. And if you're not very musical, I guarantee you, don't just go for the radio to start with. Yeah, that might be great, but just find some playlists, find some music that makes you feel good, because when you start your day, you're setting your tone. So why not set your tone on a feel-good note? Because nothing is better than you feeling good. If you want to get through difficult times, you've got to feel good. If you want things to change around, you've got to feel good. And the quickest way to feel good that I know of is playing music or sleeping. But music has a way to make the energy move faster. So it can change the frequency from okay to really good very quickly. That's why when you do a workout and you play that faster music, you're going to feel much better, because you're going to feel more driven. That's because the music is moving through you. It wants to make your body speed up, and then your respiratory rate starts to change, your blood starts to pump more. That's the power that music has, and that is the ability that it has. So I encourage you, I invite you to add more music to your life, but not only that, find uplifting music. And if you're looking for some of the more chill out stuff, more relaxed stuff, go check out my stuff. I make a plethora of beautiful, relaxed, beachy kind of music, and I listen to it for my own pleasure. I make it for my own pleasure, because I love to feel that beautiful, beautiful space of feel good. And that's where I write it from, that's where I create it from, and I write it for the pleasure of myself. And if you want, it's on my YouTube channel, go and have a look. But other than that, you know, just find tracks that make you feel good. For me today, I started off with some James Brown, Get Off of That Thing, you know, or I Get Up, I Feel Like Being a Sex Machine, or something like that, whatever, or Happy by Pharrell. You know, just start your day. Celebration by Kool and the Gang. You know, just find things that make you feel good and listen to them, because the more you invite music into your life, the more harmony you're going to have, And the more you're going to drop out of that head, get into your heart and start connecting with other people in beautiful new ways than you'd ever thought possible. Don't just wait for it. Apply it, try it, have your own experience. Everything that I tell you here, I always say at the end here, is have your own experience and then let's talk. Because having your own experience allows you to at least go, hey, I tried it and this worked. And that's what the power of music and the power of sound has. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. If you're interested in my meditation, you can go and check that out. On YouTube, it's the Open Your Heart meditation, and it's breathing cycles and beautiful music to accompany that. And if you're looking to feel good, you can go and check out some of my music at the end here. But as always, I just want to say a huge thank you to you for tuning in, and I hope something on here has inspired you in some way, shape or form. And I very much look forward to connecting with you soon. So if you have any questions, please DM me on Instagram and I'll answer back. I always like to answer back to everybody who writes to me. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. And I wish you green lights all the way.